How to become a social media influencer. According to Adweek magazine, influencer marketing is a multi-billion-dollar industry. No wonder social media influencers are wealthy people. You would no doubt agree if you are familiar with influencers like Zoella or Zosug, who generate over 3 million views on certain YouTube videos. They love and are loved by people and sought after, not because of their money or beauty, but because of how they influence social media users. Their time on social is well rewarded. Are you hoping to become one? Here is an unbeatable guide on how to become a social media influencer. You will find in this post tips that will make you a social media influencer. Let us start by identifying who can be described as a social media influencer. Who is a social media influencer? An influencer is, first and foremost, someone who is able to influence his followers and audience decisions based on the relationship he has with them and his knowledge and expertise in a field such as technology, entertainment, fashion, marriage, and travel, just to mention a few. He who does this on social media is a social media influencer. A social media influencer uses popular platforms to publicize opinions on certain products or brands, thereby influencing the public perception of them. Social media influencers are not out of this world. They are normal people and serve as representatives of the public, hence reflect a public opinion by their frank reviews and discussions of products and building relationships. You should want to be one because it is a lucrative deal. Everyone is talking about how to be a social media influencer, and this should not be limited to a few people. According to statistics, some 3.2 billion people are active on social media. That is almost 45% of the world population. This will shock you some more. Over 70% of shoppers depend on what social media says about a product before making their buying decisions. Are you not seeing a lucrative career in being a social media influencer? Read on to learn about this. The following tips will guide you on how to become a social media influencer. Number 1. Identify your niche. The very first step towards becoming a social media influencer is to identify a niche you can carve for yourself. This must be a niche you can consistently create content about due to your exposure, skills, experience, and knowledge. It will then be easy for you to create content that makes sense and that cannot be easily faulted. Though you must be passionate about it to be able to devote time to it, you need to keep on researching in your fields. Please do not try to be a jack of all trades. Try to select 2 or 3 areas of interest. Number 2. Develop your brand. Most of the tips on how to become a social media influencer focus on this point because without having an established brand, you cannot influence anything. To build your brand on social media, you must make a good research about the industry you want to exert influence on. What are the current influencers in the industry doing? Who are those working with social media influencers there? What are they missing out that you can add? What can you do differently to attract attention? Which content can get more engagement within the industry? What should be the look of your brand? Find answers to these questions and determine how to launch your brand. Number 3. Work on your social media profiles. Do not strive to be popular on all social media platforms because it does not work that way. Early enough is when you should have selected the social media platforms you prefer. Once that decision is made, create an engaging profile or optimize the existing one. You can do this by switching to a business account that gives you a lot of options, and these exist on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Creating an engaging bio that gives visitors to your page favorable impression. This should contain the summary of your person, such as your name, location, contact information, and specialties. Choosing appropriate profile pictures and cover photo. Number 4. Know your audience. Just as you would do in all other aspects of marketing, you need to have your target audience. Do not just create and post content on social media if you cannot identify 1 or 2 persons that will find it interesting. This is what successful influencers do. Number 5. Use analytics. To achieve the point above, you must use analytics. Those who know how to become a social media influencer understand the power of analytics. They let you into the demographics and interests of your current follower base. You will find analytics to use to better understand your target audience on most social media. Built-in analytics in some social media shows you, for example, genders, interests, and locations of your followers. Number 6. Relate with your audience. Social media influencers thrive in relationships with their target audience. Do not expect continuous engagement with your content if you do not relate with those who engage with it. To build trust in you as a person, rather than a page, there must be a two-way communication. In a nutshell, you must endeavor to reply to comments, spark up discussions, and enjoy conversations all around your channels. Search for the potential audience and become their friends. Like and comment on their comments on your content. Number 7. Create and design a blog or website. We are discussing social media influencers here. What is the need for a blog or website when what will make you an influencer is actually on social media? Having a website, or at least a blog, makes you appear professional to brands and gives you an exciting presence across the web. This betters your chances of attracting traffic. Do not fret, you do not have to commit a mammoth amount of money to have a professional-looking website when you have platforms such as WordPress that has a host of templates that you can customize to suit your content and build a budget brand. Also available are numerous widgets and free apps that can be utilized to add engaging elements to your blog or website. You can start with that at least. When you have a website, your content can be kept for longer than they would only on social media platforms. Thus, brands and followers will have an easier reference when considering you as an influencer. Number 8. Be regular and consistent. Consistency is a key to success in every business, and it is not different in how to become a social media influencer. Following the determination of your content and niche, you need to decide how frequently you will be posting. This requires that you have a written schedule for each kind of post so that you can be regular. The algorithms of most social media platforms give preference to accounts that are regular and consistent in postings. Instagram, for instance, requires the frequency of posting to determine an account's visibility. So you must post at least once a week to enjoy the advantage of this biggest platform for influencers. But if you want to use a more dynamic platform like Twitter to become an influencer, a weekly post is not enough, unlike Facebook and YouTube, where you can bloom with just 1 or 2 posts a week. In addition to posting frequently, you also need to be consistent regarding the day and hour you will be posting. Carefully study the day and hour when you will have the highest engagement rates for your kind of content. Then, post consistently on that day and hour. Number 9. Be open to collaborations with brands. At the end of it all, you should make it known that you are ready to collaborate with brands. That is probably the final or one of the last steps in how to become a social media influencer. Announce unequivocally that you are ready to collaborate. This can be in your bio with a simple phrase, "an influencer interested in collaborations." That tells potential brands not to hesitate in coming to you. State your contact details so that it can be easy to privately contact you without having to ask publicly on your page. You can also do your own outreach and message selected brands, informing them of your offer. Some collaborating influencers design outreach templates to use for different brands. Find out about platforms where social media influencers find themselves. Learn about indirect ways of finding collaborations, such as tagging brands in your post. It saves a lot of time when you collaborate. But you also need to work on building a name for yourself to facilitate networking with brands in your selected niche. This will later help in landing future collaborations. Number 10. Be patient. Realize that nothing good comes easily. You have to learn to be patient because that is how to become a social media influencer. If not, you will abandon the work you are doing on your account just before you start seeing results. Patience is the skill required to be posting consistently when your voice has not yet been heard. With time, you will develop thick skin towards criticism and will be recognized as an authority that will gain an edge over your competitors. You will be realistic with your goals. Conclusion. It is surely not easy to be a social media influencer, and it is certainly not a day's job. But those who have taught others how to become a social media influencer will tell you that Rome was not built in a day. Your focus should remain on the importance of social media influencers to the current world of digital marketing. More and more brands are contracting them, and this is attracting many more social media users to the career in social media influencing. Follow the steps discussed here and gradually build your online presence as one of the great social media influencers of our time. Following the engaging content that you will build will be the confidence and the fatter bank account. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe, comment, and turn on the notification bell.